So hello guys, welcome back to the Existential Lounge. It has been quite a minute since we speak to anyone.
Yeah, it's been a little while since our last video for sure.
Actually, I think it's been
Yeah.
2 months exactly.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a while. I mean, sorry guys.
Yeah.
We try to be more consistent.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, just a little bit, like obviously no excuses, but like just a little bit. We've both started new jobs and it's been kind of hectic
Yeah.
balancing hours with recording and also just having a social life.
100%. Feels good though to like get back in this.
It definitely does. This is
Yeah.
always a therapy for us. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Every time we hop on here, we feel better once we're done.
Absolutely. Always.
But in the vein of new beginnings, and we've been gone for a while and we're back, we're starting a new little thing on the channel. We're doing a reading list.
Yeah.
If you guys rewind all the way back to episode 1, we were talking about one of the, like, tenants sounds too rigid. Just
Yeah.
one of the like bullet points of modern Renaissance man.
Yeah,
was
things that we
reading.
want to stick ourselves
Yeah.
to. Yeah, just stay consistent with.
is reading. You have to.
Yeah.
We want to read something of value on a daily basis. And if I'm being entirely honest to myself, I haven't been doing that as much as I should.
Same. And I think that like this is going to help us both just stay accountable and also like open that door to like connect with other people, and hopefully
Definitely.
that like the book recommendations that we have on here like
Yeah.
can, you know, leave some insight and all that.
100%.
fine.
So we still haven't kind of even said it, but with what we've spoken, I think it seems pretty obvious. But we're starting a reading list.
Yeah.
Every month, starting September 2025, there's going to be a book for every single month. We'll post that book on our socials at the beginning of the month. And at the end of the month, there'll be a video where we do a summary and what we learned, what we picked up, what stuck with us, and just a little like book review essentially of each book at the end of the month.
Yeah. Little recap.
And today we're just kind of announcing all of them, as well as hopefully later tonight we'll have up the post for the first book on our socials.
Yeah.
So without further ado, want to go get it started with the first book.
That first book, probably no surprise, but it's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And, you know, a big reason we wanted to like throw that book back there, you know, we've read it before and we've spoken about it a lot on the pod, but big reason why we wanted to put that there is to remind ourselves to stay consistent with the teachings that are in that, because they're so important to us and have like transformed our lives as people and how we just live our lives. And it's important to reflect back on that. There's so much. It's literally so dense with like wisdom and profound knowledge that is so applicable to everyday life. And, you know, with things like that, it requires like, you know, going back to it and to reflect.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I've read the book at this point, but it's something that whenever I've noticed that, at least for me, my dips in a lot of my like social and mental and all these different things of well-being, whenever I see a dip, it usually happens when I'm gotten a few months away from my last look at this book. Every time I pick it up, there's a new application for it, or just a reminder of how I'm not applying something I was before.
Yeah.
It's a book that I always like going back to.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that it's the first book on our list, and we want everybody else to also try this book out, and so it stops being just us like yelling from the top of a balcony, this amazing book. I want everybody to know that as well.
For sure. I think it's cool to pick it up at different parts of life, because so much to gather, and it'll hit different, you know, depending on what you're facing. Like some parts like may not be as applicable as others, and you may find yourself in a position in life where you're like, whoa, this is like resonating with me super differently, and I'm able to apply its knowledge into like right now with what I'm facing. And
Yeah, 100%.
it changes it up.
Next book will be Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky is like one of the most prolific authors of ever.
Yeah,
And
super known dude.
unfortunately, I've never picked up one of his books.
Same.
And I feel like it's time I do that.
Uncultured.
Uncultured, yes. Who are we? We don't even read books. But specifically, we chose Crime and Punishment because it's a character study of someone who plans out and justifies a murder they commit. And a dive into that psyche just seems fun.
Yeah, it does.
Go ahead.
No, it does. I agree. I think that it's super freaking cool to jump into the shoes of someone that is doing something that like we couldn't imagine doing. And it's kind of like why we watch movies, kind of like shows and all that, like putting ourselves in another person's position. But like, you know, given that this author is so, as you said, prolific and just well known in that industry, and has made large impacts, like it'll be interesting. I like finally want to know, like, okay, what's the hype with this guy?
Yeah.
And I've heard this book a million times before.
Same,
And
yeah.
I'm just trying to see what it's about.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
that'll be that second book.
Yeah. The next is Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. He's what kind of scientist is he? Like astrophysicist, or is he just
all
like
of 'em.
all of them
All
in a
of 'em.
nutshell? Kind of like Neil
He's a
deGrasse Tyson.
scientist, yeah.
Got you. He's one of them like modern Sagans, Neil deGrasse Tyson type guys.
Well, no, Neil, and I love Neil. This is not
Yeah.
a shot at Neil, but Neil is a science entertainer. He's not really a scientist. He is an entertainer that is versed in science. Brian Greene is actually in labs.
Okay, so
Brian Greene's a guy in the field.
fair. Okay.
And one of my biggest things with him is that he makes these insane topics
Yeah.
approachable for the common person.
Yeah, and that's so interesting. I mean, that's like so important because like most of these topics regarding of like how physics work or like what was the origins of the universe, like wrapping your minds around that, like black hole theory, all this shit is just, it's going to go over most people's heads, and like it's hard to understand just inherently. It's super complex stuff. And as like you were saying, I remember like you were talking to me about this guy in this book, and like he simplifies a lot of these things. And I think it's always important to like go back to learning about and becoming more in tune with like the universe type sciences, like tapping back into that, because it develops such a deep respect and appreciation for the sheer crazy absurdity that is everything, and learning more about that. Like we live in this stuff.
I
Like,
think it's a good
let's
reminder. I
understand
think
it.
it's something that we, and when I say we, I mean like all of humans, we regularly let our day-to-day lives make us forget the absurd thing we exist in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got to go to work every day. You got to make food every day. You got to like shower every day, et cetera, et cetera. You got to be on top of your doctor's appointments. You got to be on top of your kids going to school, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you got kids, we forget we exist on just this science fiction thing almost.
Yeah, we're like these little sentient monkeys on a spinning rock in
Yeah.
like a vast ocean of nothingness. Like it's insane.
And if there's a guy who can help me understand that a little more without me needing to take like 13 college seminars, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The next book we have here is The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker. The contemplation of death is a topic that I think you and I like a lot.
Yeah.
It's, again, kind of like the universe thing. I think it's one of those things that because of the mundanity, is that a word?
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're trying to say, but yeah.
But like the mundaneness of
Mundaneness
of everyday life.
Yeah.
Kind of, we choose to ignore that like death is that thing that looms on us all.
Yeah, the motivator behind all like
Everything.
actions.
Yeah.
And
We got a
Yeah.
finite amount of time here, and we got to do the most we can with it. And the denial of death kind of it's a dive into that weird taboo that death has become, or has always been, honestly. I don't want to say it has become, because I think a lot of times people use social commentary and try to say like, oh, nowadays type of thing. I don't think that's a thing that's become now. As long as humans have been smart enough to contemplate the self, we've been kind of tabooing death.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many cultures I've read about that are embracent of death. It's usually oh no, passing of a loved one. We don't want to die. All these things. I've never come across a group of people where it's just, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think that's difficult to find. I mean, like Day of the Dead pops out in my head, but you can still see with them like socially, like on a regular kind of day-to-day basis, like people can still have that like almost knee-jerk reaction twinge of like, like scary topic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's totally natural. We're like wired to like have that type of reaction to it. But I think that what needs to be spoken about more frequently are the motivations behind it, like how you can take something what you can view as dark, because like culturally, like movies and zombies and skeletons, all of this stuff, like it's designed in a way to make us go, holy crap, it's creepy. But the other side is so positive, where it's like reflecting on it is like it's a motivation to act, you know. It's where it's going to happen to us all inevitably. And I think that like we can use that truth to like fuel how we want to be, because we have such limited time and we don't know when we're going to pass. It could be at any day, any moment, and it could like be a motivation to treat people better, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Because how do you want to leave your last living impact? And it's
Yeah,
important.
definitely. And it's such a huge part of the human condition. It's the like whole we're born to die essentially.
Yeah.
And I feel like getting in touch with that like bare bones human condition is one of the things that I like doing a lot.
Yeah.
And this book seems like something that can help us dive a little into that, so we put it on there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that next one, that is The Fifth Science by Xerbia. It's a YouTuber that we've loved, and you know, during our times in college, really just like had a lot of fun watching those like crazy videos. They take philosophy and science and make it like
Funny, accessible.
funny, accessible, like disturbing simultaneously. But like he always just has this like humor behind all of it, and I think that's super important to have. And like, you know, when we learn like he wrote a book, we're like, shit. I mean, he articulates himself so well. All his videos are so well made and just so great.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, if he does that really well, I mean, the book's got to be cool too. So we want to like figure it out. And the description of The Fifth Science is like crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely insane. It's some like it just sounds like a good time.
It's a sci-fi like space odyssey type of thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to give any spoilers, but it's on there. It's going to be a fun time. No
sure.
question. Xerbia is a great YouTuber if you guys haven't checked him out. I love how like his audience has dubbed him the existential crisis turtle.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's just this turtle that comes and reminds you, hey, you know you mean nothing.
Yeah. Everything's gonna end one day. Yeah.
He's
a good
just
time.
that fun, edgy humor philosophy that I think every person who starts dipping their toes in philosophy goes through that phase, and we definitely did.
Yeah. He's a good time.
Yeah. Next book. So going from funny to not so funny. Next book we have on here is The Stranger by Albert Camus. This is a book that Brandon and I have had troubles reading.
Yeah.
We've tried before. We've never finished. It's a book that puts you in a really weird headspace, especially for someone. I'll speak for myself. I uncomfortably relate to the main character, and it can just make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think if you've like, I mean, it happens to everybody, like times in life where like you've dealt with depression or you know, some sort of detachedness from life. I think that's some sort of inevitable thing that happens to everyone. There's a period of time where you feel like you felt that kind of being like a ghost kind of going through life. That's kind of a lot of like how this book is. And if you're interested at the idea of nihilism, right, that philosophical concept that like nothing, there's no meaning to anything. This book is like a fictional story that revolves entirely around that concept, and it like really throws it in your face, and it's emotionally uncomfortable to read, but we both of us were like, you know what, it's about time. Like we've gone on and stopped it like over the span of years, and like it's about time. I'm like, you know what, I'm reading the whole book front to back and calling it a day, and that's
just what's gonna happen.
That's just
what's gonna happen. No choice.
Exactly.
It's a book that's just been sitting on my bookshelf and kind of like staring at me for years. It's time we tackle it, and now we have you guys to hold us accountable for it too.
Yeah, and Camus is like a staple in the philosophical community. Dude's like a great author, so we definitely want to like pick more up by him.
Definitely.
And that next book is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It's like this narrative story, this like fictional novel about like this post-apocalyptic world, and like there's this relationship between like this father and his son, and got amazing reviews, and it just sounded really interesting. And like it revolves a lot about like pushing people physically and mentally to their limits. I always find that stuff interesting, and
it's a dynamic that I don't think is explored enough in entertainment anymore, and it draws me at least I'm really drawn to the topic whenever like father-son dynamics are explored. It's something that's not touched on a lot. It's more little nerdy stuff here, but it's a big reason like the new God of War games attract me so much. I love their exploration of Kratos and Atreus, And it's something that I'm seeing a lot in this book, and I want to look at it. It seems like a Last of Us, God of War mixture.
Yeah. I'd say that's a good way of putting it. Like if you've played Last of Us or watched the show, it's kind of like that. But yeah. But I don't know if they're zombies though. I honestly
Oh,
I
I
don't.
know it's just like post-apocalyptic. I don't know
Okay.
either.
I don't even know how the world came to like an end, but like, hey,
We'll find out.
yeah, we're gonna find out and see. It seems like a good time though.
The next book we have on here is some Alan Watts. I mean, Alan Watts. It's Alan Watts. Like,
It's Alan Watts.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's The Wisdom of Insecurity. We've been listening to Alan Watts for years on years on years, and I've never actually taken the time to pick up one of his books.
Yeah, just listen to his lectures.
I've listened to so many of his lectures. You know, you guys know, if you like philosophy, you've been on the Alan Watts YouTube rabbit hole where there's just hour-long videos that you just sit and listen to. That's my extent of Alan Watts, and I think it's about time I pick up one of his books. It's 100%. Someone who's helped me so much that I think it's only right I pick it up. I also like that he is someone who dips his toes, more than dips his toes. He goes like knee deep into Eastern philosophy a lot more than a lot of other guys do.
Oh, that man dives fucking whole head into Eastern. Yeah, for sure.
And it's something that I struggle with. I can't. I'm not a fan. I don't want to say I'm not a fan. I think the way my brain works, it's hard for me to fully get into Eastern philosophy, and he makes it seem less mystical and more just grounded philosophy, and that's what I want. I don't want. I'm sorry. It's just I can't get into the stories of the gods and the thises and the that's and the chakras and all this, but I want the like knowledge behind the allegories. Yeah,
I think he's super practical. I like how cheeky he is. He's very like, tongue in cheek with a lot of stuff he says. He's very I think a great way to like to kind of encapsulate Alan Watts, he's playful. He's playful with his philosophy. He's playful with his ideas, and he's fun. He's just a really fun, interesting guy, and he has a lot of really great things to say about a lot. And so I've never read a book by him either, and like pay our respects. Like I've been listening to him for like probably like close to a decade now.
Yeah, probably same for me.
Just hearing cool stuff, and like it primed my brain in such a way to be like, damn, philosophy is really cool. Like he was one of my first introductions to philosophy, and not having read a book yet is crazy. And like it's about time. And plus, The Wisdom of Insecurity sounds cool. We're all insecure in a million different ways. Like let's embrace it.
If we look at it, a lot of these books on here are just like going head first in those taboos. We don't like to talk about our insecurities. We don't like to talk about death. We don't like to talk about the wild extent of the universe we exist in. A lot of these books are just us going head first into those taboos of existing.
So it should be a great read. I'm excited for it.
You want to go with the next one?
The next one, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. It's been a while since I've heard a book gain so much like traction. And I started it. I didn't finish it yet, and we were like, let's add it to the list because we had a friend just like go on and on and on about it, and like we're like, hey, we should share it. Let's read it together. We wanted to read it. It's like this sci-fi dystopian world where like there's this whole like caste system, and it's pretty crazy. There's a lot. There's like people that are like
political allegory stories. And from what I hear, there's a lot of that in this.
There is.
And I'm excited to get into it. I mean, Chris Williamson has raved about this book. And most recently, like Brandon just touched on, a friend of ours was like, this book got me into reading. I'm like, that's a lot. Like, that's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
So...
the pacing of the book, it's like, it's great. It's so well written. I never heard of Pierce Brown before this, and I think that goes for maybe quite a bit of people that have like started reading this. I don't know how many books he's written before that, but
I have no idea.
But it's great. It's super entertaining. It's a fun read. The main character is super likable, and it's just there's a lot to grab from it, and I'm excited to like go over it again. And actually finish it.
I'm excited to get into it. I've just heard so much about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I've heard just seems like stuff I'd enjoy personally.
Yeah.
Next, we got Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. I say this from a semi-hypocritical standpoint, because like we're literally on social media making videos, but we do today. People are overstimulated with so much entertainment, so much social media, so much access to these things. Every news article is in your face. Every new, I mean, Taylor Swift just got engaged. It's a whole issue. It's a whole like hoopla. All these things are just constantly in our face, in our face, in our face. And trying to explore that phenomenon and then just go into how we can remedy that without necessarily going the whole route of, well, social media is evil.
Yeah.
It's a good exploration, I think.
Absolutely. I think now more than ever we got to exercise balance with it. I think it's this goes for like everyone. Exercising balance with social media and entertainment has been a challenge.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's all so much of what we do, our banking, our like work, like, you gotta, everything is just like demanded. We're demanded to like use that. And it's hard to like tear ourselves out and to find that time, but we have to be intentional with it. And I think that it's going to be interesting to like read on, information pertaining to this, because this is a new phenomena, at least to this extent. Like, yeah, we've always been amusing ourselves and like entertaining with various things, newspapers, etc.
Yeah.
But this is a new like kind of hyper stimuli that like is,
It's on a whole nother level. Like newspapers and the radio don't compare to how much stuff is just in people's face from day one. I mean, we all know the tablet babies that are in the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And speaking to like different teachers that are, have explained, at least that I've been hearing these crazy stories about attention spans. Like, this is a real thing. Like their ability to sit still and like listen to a class, that's like, it's becoming difficult, and that's scary, because what is our future going to look like?
Right.
And there's a lot of implications going on.
We're like that bridge generation, you and I. We slightly grew up before everybody had a phone, but kind of went into our teens as everybody had phones.
Yeah.
It's that we've kind of gotten a touch of both, so we can kind of see it from a different perspective that most generations can't. Like, our parents will look at it and be like, those darn phones. And then like our siblings, younger siblings and stuff, will see it and be like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is just what's normal. This is all I've ever known. I think we exist in a really cool spot in the middle.
I agree. I think, I mean, it's going to be that new generation. It's going to be they're going to be this like telltale. That's like, okay, like what are the true implications of this being raised like this? Because, it's helped a lot of parents with like, putting an iPad in front of their kid, like keeps them entertained. Like, that's less work they have to do, but like there's going to be a drawback for sure. Yeah. And I guess we're going to find out. And I'm interested to seeing what like Neil has to say about all this. And it'll be cool to see, because it's something that's in all of our faces, no pun intended. And kind of gonna learn more about it. And that next book though is gonna be the second book to the Red Rising series. It's gonna be Golden Sun by Pierce Brown as well. And I mean, I honestly don't know about that book yet, but we'll find out.
We're getting started on Red Rising, and we're gonna work our way through the series, hopefully. So I mean, there's not much we can really say on this one. We don't know much about Red Rising itself, so the second book even less. But hopefully when we finish Red Rising, that month reading Amusing Ourselves to Death, we're just going to be itching to get to that third book. Or second book. I'm sorry. That's that. We can't really say much for that one.
Yeah, but what I have heard though is that of the whole series, the first is like the least good, and it just gets better.
That's crazy.
Like, all the books just continually get like to become the best. That's what I've heard.
Okay.
And from like different sources. So like, hopefully it's true. Yeah, me too.
And then the very last book is a book that I have read. It's The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. I think it's a book that I think every person should read. It's his... Niccolo Machiavelli, by the way, is a philosopher, bureaucrat, government person during Renaissance Italy. And he was never one of the big figures, but he's always that guy who was kind of awkwardly rubbing shoulders with the big figures. So I think, honestly, he might have more to say than those other guys. You know what I'm saying? That guy who's in the shadows usually has a little more to say about everything. Like, he was on one end rubbing shoulders with the Medici family. On the other hand, the Borgias. On the other hand, the other fellows whose names escape me right now. he's just and in being in these rooms with all these people, he put together the Prince, which was his perfect uh guidebook for a leader.
Yeah.
And it touches on stuff that a lot of people don't like to talk about. He talks about how, like, hey, sometimes leaders got to do some nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that we don't like, stuff that nobody finds good,
Yeah.
stuff that is honestly deplorable.
Yeah.
But you have a duty to your people, and sometimes that stuff just has to be done.
Yeah.
And it's an ugly gray area that none of us want to be in, but it's a reality that we have to maneuver.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know why I just thought of like the trolley thought
yeah.
experiment, and like being a leader, you are faced with like regular things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it seems like no matter what I do, there's going to be a lose. Like, what do I do? You know, and that's difficult. And I'm really curious because I don't know a lot about it. Since we've met, you've told me about this book, and it's about time, you know,
Yeah.
I read it because I'm super curious. And
He's
yeah, go ahead.
Super pragmatic, super utilitarian. I mean, everybody knows the saying, like, when something's Machiavellian, it's like heartless. It's just stone cold. Do what you got to do to get the job done. That's like the Machiavellian approach.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like, yeah, it aligns a lot with the way that I act in a lot of ways. So it makes me laugh because now I'm kind of like working through that. But anyways, segue.
Yeah.
The Prince is a book that I've been wanting you to read for a long time, and I'm glad it's on the list. And that book will take us to September 2026, where we will hopefully get a new list started. And by then, hopefully with a lot of, I'm hoping, a lot of recommendations from everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. We would love that. Comments and all that. I mean, the only books I think that like are 100% on that next one is going to be like, of course, like we want to finish the Red Rising series.
Yeah, so we'll probably throw in 2 more of the Rising series books in there.
Yeah.
But outside of that, throw books at us.
Yeah, we're always open to recommendations, always curious. And
we try to keep a balance here too. Like, we have a lot of like philosophy books and some like more grounded nonfiction stuff, but we also want to have story stuff. We got like The Road, we got Crime and Punishment. We want to keep this like, it's not taking itself too serious.
Yeah.
We're just trying to have fun reading good books and learning some cool stuff.
Yeah, and this would be a way to like keep ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
Share cool stuff with you guys, and hopefully get like recommendations and all that, and just kind of form a community around like, you know, reading.
Yeah,
it's a good
definitely. So let's get started. Let's get to reading. Everybody pick up the books. We will leave specifically which edition of each book we're reading. We'll leave it in the comment, in like the caption of our social media post with said book.
Yeah.
We are starting meditations now. Today, as we're filming this, is September 1st. We are reading the annotated version. Like I said, we'll add more specifics of that. We'll add the whole list in the description of this. Yeah. And if I have all the ISBN numbers now, I'll put them in there. But sorry if I don't have the specific copies we're going to be reading just yet.
Yeah, we'll show like pictures and all that.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be all on our socials. And we can also make a community post on YouTube, and we'll put that on there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Let's get to reading. Let's do it.
Appreciate you. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.